That's his mum there.
Wagging tails and soft purrs, typical traits of our most popular companions from the animal kingdom. But not all pets like these across the West Midlands have the luxury of happiness.
We've highlighted this year the problem of impulse pet buying, which has enormous repercussions for the health and well-being of the pets. We've identified that a lot of people are just buying pets on impulse. Very few are doing any serious research before buying a pet, and they're getting the wrong pet for their environment, and it's very difficult for the pet's welfare needs to be met if you haven't done any research.
The new report has discovered that 21% of pet owners across the region are buying animals impulsively. And without this much needed research, little do they know that they're neglecting one of the acts enshrined in UK law.
There are not many people aware of the Animal Welfare Act, which is now 7 or 8 years old. It describes the needs that a pet has to have to be healthy and have a decent life. And because of impulse buying, no one really is looking at those 5 welfare needs.
And the source of this want-it-now consumer culture comes from the very technology that we just can't live without.
They will see something on the internet, and the internet is a big problem with this because it allows impulse buying so much more readily, and you just click and you collect your pet. You can get information from all sorts of sites on the internet which are highly dubious. It's a vast area of disinformation on the internet, and people with very strong views about things which aren't very independent or scientifically based.
It's proven that we're a nation that's in love with the idea of owning a pet. But at what cost does this come to our furry friends?
Well, it's enormous because they need a lot of, as we've already said, about a dog not having exercise can ruin its life. And it's a stressed, lonely pet. Cats are another completely different sort of problem. In fact, they're not sociable. Dogs suffer from a lack of social life with other dogs and the owners, and not being there and being separated. Cats like to be left alone, and yet people often think they need lots of friends. So then often you get multiple cats in a small environment, and they end up being very stressed.
With millions of pets across the country suffering in silence because of this click and collect culture, Tim is all too aware of the mountain he has to overcome.
I feel there is a challenge here, a very big challenge, because of the spread of the internet. And this has completely changed the whole picture. That is a problem because it's changing the way people's minds work in making decisions. Instead of thinking carefully about things, going around and they're used to very rapid decision-making processes now, and there's not seemed to be something wrong. So we have got a challenge, but all I can say is if you direct your attention to somewhere reputable like the PDSA, which is Britain's leading veterinary charity, there's a vast amount of expertise on that website. You've got the Paws First campaign on there now with lots of information.
This is Roshni Patel for the Midland in Wolverhampton.